I'm in a fugue right now. I'm trying to escape all the period drama recommendations.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing I landed on was Gods and Monsters, which have you seen it?
No, I have not.
It's about the guy who directed Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, who was like he was a homo.
Oh shit!
But he was also a Frankenstein or a Nosferatu kind of guy.
No, he just happened to direct Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. But it's like the end of his life. The movie's the end of his life, and he's living in his house. He doesn't direct anymore, and he just keeps trying to fuck like boys that come by the house.
That's awesome.
And before he can get any bussy, he has a stroke.
What? He never gets. He never.
Yeah,
fucks?
so it opens and like this gay journalist comes by and he's like, "For every question you want me to answer," it's Ian McKellen.
Oh god!
Oh, so he is gay.
Yeah, he's like, I will answer any one of your questions, and for each question I answer, you will respond in kind by removing an article of your clothes.
Oh, it's Billy Madison studying scene.
Yeah, so he's like,
wow.
Then the journal, and this is supposed to be like 1957, and the journalist is like, "So the rumors are true," and he's like, just says Perez Hilton, and then he gets him down to his underwear, and he was like, "What was it like meeting George Cukor?" And fucking Ian McKellen like just drops his cigar, and he's like,
No, he dies before he even gets to see cock.
He's having a stroke, and then and then he gets sweet on Brendan Fraser, who's the gardener.
Oh, nice.
And Brendan Fraser is like, he's like, I made friends with a director.
James Whale, right there, huh? What'd I tell you, huh?
Well, anyways, Brendan Fraser just plays like this like fucking gardener that's like, I guess this is back when he was hot. So Ian McKellen.
This is an old movie.
He's from '98, and he's like,
I was thinking young, fat Brendan Fraser.
No, young Fraser,
and it was like a mature gay relationship.
No,
that would have been nice.
No,
yeah,
but I mean, this is young Brendan Fraser.
He's an impressionable boy.
It's funny because it's like it feels like from that era where you could just make openly gay movies, but it's before, it's the late '90s. It's kind of like the peak of like liberalism, I guess, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can show
the Macarenas.
You can show homosexuality, but you can also show it in the sense of it like being this predatory old man that
which is what it is.
Most of the time. And that would still seem kind of libertine and like,
it seemed like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah,
the cock version of Harvey Weinstein.
So he's like, "Can I draw you?" And he's like asking to draw. I might put the movie on because there's a scene in it that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Nice.
Is because he has these strokes, so
so he directed Frankenstein.
But he's gay.
Yeah,
it's a true story. James Whale, the director.
Nice.
And but yeah, so he has like Brendan Fraser sit for him. He wants.
Do we see Brendan Fraser's cock in the film?
No, you don't see his cock, but
pass.
He invites Brendan Fraser into his art studio, and there's just like a picture of a man's penis on the ground.
That's awesome.
And he's like, "Did you paint all these?" He's like, "He must be pretty famous."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I have to draw you," or whatever. And, he's not showing him the drawings. They're all just scribble or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you just want to paint my face, right? I'm not doing anything, like...
I'm not doing any gay shit."
Yeah, he's like, "That's all just my face." And then as soon as he sits down, he's like, "Oh, your shirt is completely wrong. You have to take it off." He's like, "Now, wait a minute, Buster. You told me it was just..." But there's one scene where he's like... Brendan Fraser is like sitting for Ian McKellen. He's like painting him again, and Ian McKellen's talking about how much better his life used to be. He's like, "This place was filled with men, just with their pricks out hard, fully." And then like Brendan Fraser's just like, "Hey, cool it on the fucking homo shit," or whatever. He's like, "I don't have to take this," and he like storms off and walks out.
That's awesome.
And then Ian McKellen is just going into like stroke brain, and then he's like fantasizing about the pool. And there's just all of these like naked guys with their like it's just a bunch of naked men, and he's like crying tears of joy. There's all these like young naked gay men playing this.
Honestly, I love this character.
Yeah, no,
he really
is very funny.
This is literally what I'd like my elder years to be.
Like, don't be
He's like,
such a-
breathe into this rag.
He's like,
Clear.
literally, yes. He puts a gas mask on.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just a gas mask, and Brendan Fraser's like, "Get this thing off of me!" And he's just sitting there naked at the end of the movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then he's like, I mean, the movie's bizarre because
Yeah.
like he tries to bait him into killing him because he just wants to die or whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
And then the
but he
movie
wants a hot
ends-
guy to do
The
it.
movie ends with Brendan.
Respect.
Yeah, he's like, I touched your cock and I kissed all over your body. How will you live with yourself? And he's like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
He's like, kill me, break my neck. And then Brendan Fraser doesn't do it, and eventually he kills himself.
Oh.
And then the movie ends with Brendan Fraser like showing his son Frankenstein. He was like, I was friends with the guy that made the movie.
What? This guy raped me.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah. He tricked me into having gay sex with him, and then he killed himself. And the kid's
That's
like,
pretty cool,
kid's
Dad.
Like, Dad, is this just one of your stories? And then it ends with like Brendan Fraser walking off in the rain like Frankenstein. It's bizarre. It's a bizarre movie.